My name is Jurkowski. I'm a firefighter with the Asheville Fire Department. I've been on the job for 4 years now. This was always my end goal. This was always plan A. Everything else was just things in the meantime until plan A worked out. Wanted to do it since I was a kid. I'm not good at a lot of things, but I'm pretty good at helping people. And I think a job where I can do that for my entire life is a job worth doing. I think it's the only job where every time you leave the station, you make a difference and you make somebody's day better. A lot of my friends do the corporate 9-to-5 thing and they just seem miserable. And they're like, I'm just doing this job, paying the bills. This job gives you a sense of value and worth to your life. Your time is spent doing something that is worthwhile. And I feel like in the workplace, that's hard to find. And so being a firefighter, that there's a big sense of pride that comes along with that, knowing that you actually do make a difference, you do help people. Sleep deprivation is a very real thing. Some nights you sleep, most nights you don't. And so having to be fully awake for every call, whether it's something life-threatening, incredibly serious, or, Granny, for some reason, wants her light bulb changed at 2 a.m. I'm happy to be there. I'm happy to help you. And then having to go home and be full-time dad, and not the dad that is, I'm going to put you in front of the TV and we're going to watch movies all day because I'm too tired. It's like, nope, we're going out and we're doing it today. And that's every day off work. And so that can take a toll after a while. It's very challenging for my wife. 24 hours is a long time to be away. We have a 2.5-year-old at home. It's a lot to handle on your own. And it's kind of like being a single parent when I'm not there for 24 hours. I would say in kind of that same breath, my wife is in full support and knows me really well, obviously, and knows that there's nothing else that I should be doing. There are calls that are harder than others, and there are calls that are easier than others. And I think that they kind of balance themselves out. The calls that are harder, I think, stick with you a little bit longer. Having a way to deal with that is extremely important. And I think for me, that's where RSS came in. So RSS is embedded with the Asheville Fire Department. And they, from the minute you're in the academy, they're right there. They're, hey, this is who we are. This is what we are. This is what we do. If you want us, we're right here. And so you know about them from day one. They do really good jobs of letting everybody know they're always available. And so, something happened and they were like, hey, we're available. And it took probably 6 months until I was like, oh, okay, let's talk about it. I ended up having a mayday at a fire and I fell through the floor. And had to be rescued out and got all burned up. I wasn't sleeping for months, and I was just having these horrible nightmares of my daughter dying and my wife dying, and there's nothing I can do about it, and it's just happening in front of me. And that was like every time I came to work, and then most times at home as well. And it just got to a point where I was like, I can't do this anymore. And I didn't know what to do to fix it. And I had talked to some guys at the station. I trust these guys with my life. And so they gave a lot of really good insight. But ultimately, I mean, these people go to school for so long to know exactly what to do to help you. And I needed that help. It was probably 11 or 12 o'clock at night. I was home and I just sent a text to my officer. I said, "Hey, who's the lady you talked to?" And he knew exactly what I was talking about. And he just sent me the contact info. Said, "If there's anything you need, let me know." And I think I sent her a text at 11 or 12 o'clock at night. And she responded. She was like, "Yeah, when you want to hang out." There was the process of, I have to Google, find a therapist, I'm asking my friends, all this stuff. It's like, nope, they're readily available. They're trusted. And if my officer trusts them, I trust them. It was easy. It was effortless. They've been around long enough, and they've had enough people vouch for them that it's like, okay, yeah, you can trust them. They're legit. They're not going to screw you over. It was a long process, but we walked through a lot of different stuff, and now it's great. It's great. They've given me all sorts of tools and stuff. Made a huge difference. They all have some sort of background in emergency services, whether that's being a spouse or being a first responder, and then eventually finding a different career path. So a lot of it is like, when you get there and you start talking to them, they kind of are like, "Hey, just a heads up. I've been here. I've done that. I get what you're saying. I have XYZ years of service doing fill in the blank." If I were to throw at my wife about a call, my wife is like, "Stop talking about this. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to know about it." You throw that at them and it's just like, yeah, totally. That's nothing new to me. So there was a sense of familiarity with that as well, which helps kind of break down that guardedness, allows for you to trust them. Obviously, if you go to something super gnarly or you're involved with something that's like, oh man, that's not normal. That's not a normal call. Then talk with your crew about it. And if it's still bothering you after a month or 2 months, you should probably talk to somebody else about it. Because it's probably going to keep bothering you. Like me, until you get to a point where it's like you're barely sleeping at all or doing anything, functioning. You're just like not yourself anymore at all. So much to the point that the guys on your crew are like, "What's wrong with you? Just do yourself a favor, bite the bullet, and just do it. Just go get help. Like it's there readily available for you. Just use it. It's there to help you."